All right, what's going on? Welcome everyone. What's going on? Coach Noah here with the Quick Start webinar on behalf of Private Money Club, Steven, Shauna, Chris, and the gang. I'd like to welcome all of you to the PMC Quick Start webinar. We do this webinar every single Thursday at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. So why do we do this? What's the point of this? Every single week we practice private money lending, best practices, principles. We share insight. I open up privatemoneyclub.com, see what's going on inside of Private Money Club, and we just get better. We just get better. That's what it's all about. If you're prepping for a private money lender meeting and you're not sure like what to say, or maybe it's been a while, or maybe you're just a little rusty, this is a great place to just stay sharp. So if you practice elevator pitches, um just everyday stuff. This is what we do every single day. And my wife and I's real estate investing business, the money part is what I do. I build the relationships with the lenders, fund the deals, help them through the paperwork process, and it's what I do every single day, and I get to practice it here with all of you great people, right? And hopefully those of you that have been logging on with us for my goodness, Joseph, I think this is the 73rd Private Money Club Quick Start webinar that we have done in almost a row. I think we took a couple weeks off, Christmas time, 4th of July, but it's all about consistency. It's all about consistency. For fun, I like to coach hockey. And so I'm a coach for Private Money Club, right? I teach people how to communicate and be good lenders and be good borrowers, and things like this, right? The coaching in business. But I love coaching my son's youth hockey team as well. I just had these t-shirts made for the kids, and it says on the t-shirt, it says, "What it takes to win never changes." Right? What it takes to win never changes. And and I'm asking the kids, "Hey, what do you think it takes to win? What do you think it takes to win a game?" And it was cool to see their responses, and see what they said. So I'm gonna ask you guys the same question. In business and in real estate, what does it take to win? What does it take to win? Put it in the chat box. I'm curious. What it takes to win never changes. What does it take to have a successful deal? To do a successful loan? What do you think? Type it in the chat box. What's up, Joseph? So Joseph Nagasa is a part of the Private Money Club team. On these webinars here, Joseph Nagasa is my right-hand man. He's my co-pilot. There's going to be times where you might have questions. And if you have a private money question, technique, strategy, things like this, type it in the chat or in the Q&A section. I'll be sure to answer it if it's in the Q&A section. But if you have a question about Private Money Club, enrolling in a class, enrolling in a course, need to switch out a date, have a question about building your Private Money Club profile, then Joseph is absolutely the person that you're going to want to connect with. He has a little link there in the chat box that says privatemoneyclub.com/blueprint. You just click on that. You can schedule time to talk with him if you like doing the time blocking thing, or you can text him or call him right there at his phone number there, which is awesome. So, what's up, Joseph? Glad to have you. But this is worth talking about. If you're just looking in the chat box, you're like, what's everyone's consistency? What is this? So I asked the question, what it takes to win never changes. What it takes to win never changes. What does it take to win in business and in real estate and to do successful real estate deals? I see consistency a lot. I like that. Numbers must work. Yep. You've got a system that you follow, right? In other words, right? You have a very specific buying criteria. I love it. You got your playbook. Consistency, showing up, consistency. Showing up is a big part of it, isn't it? Yep. Consistency. Practice makes permanent. I like that. Learn it the right way. All right. Tenacity, temperament. I like it. A win-win deal. I like it, Tim. Good answer, my man. Yeah, what's cool about Private Money Club? Hey, if we can create those win-win, hey, I've got a deal, I need money. Hey, I've got money, I need interest. I want to make money with my money. That's a beautiful thing. Mindset. I like what Anna said here. She said courage to make the first deal. Yeah. Yeah, it can be scary. In sports, in business, whenever you do something for the first time, man, my son hates being when the game starts. when the hockey game starts and they're about to drop the puck, my son plays defense. He hates being out there for the very first puck drop. I don't know what he likes to get warmed up on the bench mentally and then go. And I told him last, you have to have the courage. That's a great word there, Anna. You have to have the courage to go out there and just make it happen, man. Make it happen. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing here in business and in real estate. You got to be able to take the steps, right? Access to working capital. There's a good one. It does take money to make money, right? And if it can be other people's and we can pay them a nice interest rate and reward them for working with us, oh, that's a beautiful thing. All right, cool. So let's get into it. I've got actually going to do something fun here today, Joseph. I actually have a deal that I'm going to post on Private Money Club. And so I'm going to post a deal on Private Money Club. I'm going to share with you my little system. I'm going to show you my little Google Drive folder with all the documents that I put together before posting a deal on Private Money Club. We're going to work on education. We're going to work on how to prepare, how to leverage the platform. And then next week, we're going to come back to this deal and we're going to see if it got funded or not. Right? Let's put your money where your mouth is. Right? That's what we're going to do. On this call here, I'm never going to ask people to do something that I am not willing to do myself. So I've got a deal. I'm going to post it here on Private Money Club and I'll show you some of the things that I do. And we'll see if we can get this puppy funded, right? All right, cool. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to the PMC Quickstart webinar. Coach Noah Harris here, Joseph Nagasa in the chat box, part of the PMC team. You guys need anything, let us know. Let's dive into it. Any single time that I teach a class, a webinar, in person, on stage, computer, whatever, it's important that we talk about the risks. All right. If you want to be a great borrower, you have to know what the risks are with doing business with the deal that you're doing and doing and yourself. Like what could go wrong? I promise you, the lenders are thinking, at least they should be, what could go wrong? They're looking for it. They're looking for the gaps. They're looking for the holes, right? Looking for, to ask you some tough questions. Hey, what happens if the market shifts? Hey, what happens if you don't sell the house for what you think you're going to sell it for? Hey, what happens if the rehab costs end up being 20% more than you estimated, right? These are all great questions. And with any real estate investment comes risk, right? I can get on this webinar. It's very easy for me to teach people I teach a class called the Accelerator course for Private Money Club. It's very easy to teach elevator pitches, what to say, how to say it, how to present, and things like this, right? The tough part is actually going out and hiring a good contractor that's going to get the job done. The tough part is making sure that you have a good real estate agent that sells the houses and understands the marketplace, right? You're only as good as your team. So when I teach on these webinars, on these Zoom calls, just know this, I'm teaching from the perspective of a real estate investor. This is what I do for a living, right? And the very first thing that I teach in the course that I offer with Private Money Club is how to surround yourselves with the right people. You got to make sure you have the real estate attorneys and the title companies. You got to make sure you've got a great contractor, great real estate agent, great home inspector, property management company. The list goes on and on. All right. And for my lenders that are on the call, if you're on the call and you're someone who likes the idea of reducing risk, then you got to be asking people about their team, not just for references, not just about themselves, but who is going to be doing the work. Tell me about your contractor. Tell me about your real estate attorney. Tell me. And if that person cannot brag about the team that they're working with, or they're not sure, that's a problem. Okay, that's a problem. So I like to make it sound hard. Is it okay, guys, if I make this sound extremely difficult? Is it okay? I'm very blunt. I'm very blunt. I have people that email me all the time. They're like, "Thank you so much. This is fantastic. I did great. Blah 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 blah. I stuck with your system though. I did exactly what you told me to do. I asked the tough questions. Everything's fantastic." And then I got other people on the other end of the spectrum that sometimes will email me and they'll say, "Hey, I didn't do these things. I didn't have the right documents. I didn't ask the right questions. I didn't listen to anything that you said. And now I got it. Now I don't have. I lost my money, or I've got a house that I don't want, right? Because I had to foreclose on it, right? So this business is risky. Take it serious, and the best way for a person to minimize their risk, in my opinion, is to get educated. And that's what we do every single week here on the call. And if you want help with that, I do teach a class with Private Money Club called the Accelerator Program. And if you like the idea of working with me twice a week for 2 hours for 4 straight weeks, getting better at this stuff and really diving in, then you can message Joseph right there. There's his phone number. Joseph works for Private Money Club, and he can get you enrolled in the upcoming accelerator class. Is going to be going on in September. I try to make these webinars as interactive as possible. And so get your fingers warmed up, get your thumbs warmed up, right? Let's if you're brand new to the Quick Start webinar, type brand new in the chat box. If everyone else has been on before, then we'll just skip this slide. All right. All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you've been on before, say hi to everyone that's brand new, make them feel at home. We got a great community here at Private Money Club. My name is Noah Harris. I'm a real estate investor down in Columbia, South Carolina. And my goal in my business is the same goal that I have for every single person that's on this call. And that's to help create a 100% track record in this business when it comes to borrowing and lending. So instead of going to a bank, a traditional bank, or instead of going to a hard money lender, for almost exclusively now for the past 12 or 13 years, my wife and I in our business have been using private money lenders to fund our short-term fix and flip wholesale opportunities, right? And when we say private lender on this Zoom call and inside the Private Money Club community, we mean a person, right? We mean a person. So welcome Elma, welcome Bernie. What's up, everybody? Michelle, Dan, Samuel, thank you for participating. Sherry, Charles Steen, I love it. Welcome, welcome, welcome to everybody that's on the call for the first time. We got about 71 people on the call, which is pretty cool. And that tells you what I love about that is that tells me there's about 50 people who come on every single week just to stay sharp. And I love that about you. I love that about you guys, right? All right, cool. So let's dive into it. This is relationship based. If you aren't forming relationships for your money needs, whether you're looking to lend or borrow, that's what we got to start with. When I teach the accelerator class in Private Money Club, one of the big things that I'm trying to drive home to folks is how many conversations have you had with people in regards to lending? So if you have a deal that needs funding, okay, let's ask this question. Is there anyone on the call right now who has a deal and you need funding? You're a real estate investor and you're looking for a private money lender. Is there anyone on the call like that right now or aspiring to be? Do you see yourself having deals sometime here in the near future? What we got to do is we got to make sure that we're talking to as many people as possible, right? And so you can't rely, even if you have one lender. I've got a great lender. I've done business with him for a long time. I know that he also lends to other people. So we can't just rely on one, right? We got to have multiple conversations to help build up our funnel of people, right? So if my goal every single year is to flip, I don't know, let's just say 4 houses and I need 300 grand to do that with how much I'm buying them for, how much I'm putting into them. And my goal is to do 4. That means I need 1.2 million in my funnel, right? People that I can call, but it's all about how many relationships have I had, or conversations have I had, how many to build those relationships. Let me tell you what I mean by that. For my real estate investors that were on the call right now, and you just said, "Hey, yes, I have a deal coming up." Let me ask you a question: how many offers do you make on real estate deals before someone says, "Yeah, I'm in," or you know what? I got to sell this house. I'm super motivated. I'll take your low offer. How many offers do you need to make? Only one? Oh man, if all of your offers are getting accepted, we may be paying too much. We may be paying too much unless you are have a very specific small niche, right? And you're very deliberate. I go into this, right? Because my whole philosophy is how do I keep my lenders safe? Because I don't buy any house. Just because a house is on the market doesn't mean it's a good deal, right? Doesn't mean there's an opportunity for us to make money on it. So what we need to do is we need to focus on not just the houses but the sellers, right? The motivated sellers. I'm looking for the needle in the haystack, a seller that's motivated, that's going to meet my very specific buying criteria. So I subscribe to the model that I got to make 100 offers in order to hear my first yes. And if that's my mindset going into it, if I hear 25 no's in a row, it just means I'm one response closer to hearing my yes. Does that make sense? And if I'm making offers low, so I gotta put the numbers out there. That's what I'm getting at. I'm casting the net. Same thing here is relevant, with when it comes to building relationships with lenders. And private money club is a great place to do that. Lots of people outside of here, they don't necessarily know where to go, or who to talk to. So let's say you could have the greatest elevator pitch in the world. You could be like Joseph Nagasa and have the greatest elevator pitch in the world, where you could say, hey, how would you like to make a nice double-digit rate of return? Have it secured by real estate, worth much more. And just like a bank, mortgage, prom note, personal guarantee, and insurance. What do you think? That sounds fantastic to people who understand what private money lending is. But to people who don't, lots of times folks go out there, family member, friends, or whatever, and they're like, hey, how would you like to make interest on your money? And you could have the best elevator pitch in the world, but if you're fishing in the wrong fishing hole, you're not going to get any bites, right? So let me share with you what Private Money Club does, and I'm going to give you some examples. I'm going to show you exactly what I do. I actually got a good little slide here. I'm going to share this slide first. All right. Number one, I would go and create a Private Money Club profile. All right. Private Money Club profile. If you have a Private Money Club profile already, say I do in the chat box if you have one already. All right. So this is what I would do. Number one, I would leverage this platform. Some of you might not even know what Private Money Club is. Don't worry, I'm going to show you. But if you are here for the first time, great. Go get a Private Money Club profile. You can create a Private Money Club profile. You can create one for free. And there's also a premier membership as well that has some extra bells and whistles and really adds a layer of credibility. But if you're on the call right now and you're just looking at, okay, what is Private Money Club? I would go create a profile for free. There's no charge to do it. And I would start playing around in there, building out my profile and seeing if this is for me. If you are a real estate investor and you need funding, I'm telling you right now, in my opinion, is that Private Money Club needs great borrowers. We need great real estate investors, people who are doing the business, people who are going to do what they say they're going to do. And you don't have to be super experienced. You just have to be dialed in, right? And know what you're doing and surrounding yourself with good people to become a great borrower, right? So Albert, Janae, Bernie, Tony, Anna, I love it. Sparkles, all right, awesome. Dominique, I love it. Cool. Yeah, so number one, go create your profile. If you need help creating the profile, just schedule some time with Joseph. He can walk you through it. It's all good. Number two, if I had a deal right away, I call those hot and readies. I call them hot and ready. We eat a lot of Little Caesars pizzas at my house. I've got 3 boys. So hot and readies, if you've got a deal that's ready for funding, I call that a hot and ready. And if you have one of those, I would present it on Money Club Monday. So Money Club Monday is a private Zoom just for Premier members where you can share your opportunities, share your deals. Anytime that I've been on that call, there's been between 50 to 100 plus people. And those are lenders. Those are private money lenders, people who are looking for opportunities or want to meet people when they're ready to start lending. All right. So again, we're fishing in the good fishing holes. I don't have to go door to door and say, hey, how would you like to put your money to work and have it secured by real estate and have people just look at me like like I got 8 heads or something, right? Looking at me weird. Number three, and we're going to do this today. I would post a deal. So post a deal. If you have a hot and ready, post it in Private Money Club. And then, to kind of finish it off real nice, make sure we're doing things the right way, making sure we're taking advantage of everything that PMC has to offer. I would schedule a blueprint call with Joseph and the team. You just click on the link, click on the calendar, and easy breezy. You can schedule it right then and there if you want any help. Kind of like I got the little red carpet thing there because I like to say Joseph rolls out the red carpet and gives you the VIP tour of Private Money Club. But those are some of the things that I would do right now if my goal was to get as many eyes on my lending opportunity as possible. If you've got a deal right now and you're like, I don't know who to go to, I don't know who to talk to, I don't really feel like going down to my local real estate investor association, and the meeting isn't until another 3 weeks, and I get in Private Money Club. All right, get in Private Money Club and see what it's all about. So let me share. I'm going to share this with you here. Let me see. I'm actually going to post a deal today. We're going to work together. First time, I've never done this live, but I decided to do it live today. So let's just see. All right. Where are my lenders at? Hey, if you're on the call right now and you are someone who loves the idea of putting money to work and having it secured by real estate that's worth much more, type lender in the chat box. Okay. Okay. Here we go. All right. Now we're rolling in. Isn't this crazy? Isn't this a great fishing hole? I mean, where else can you go and you just say, hey, who wants to put their money to work? And people start raising their hands. I just think it's fantastic, right? On the flip side of this, maybe you don't have a deal right now, but you're a real estate investor. How many of you love the idea of using people instead of banks to fund your real estate deals? Type borrower in the chat box. Just type borrower in the chat box. This is a great, we got 76 people on here. This is your guys' time, right? Get those fingers going. Make the connections. How many conversations are you having on a weekly basis with folks, right? All right, so let me share this with you. Pull this up. If you haven't seen Private Money Club before, this is what it looks like. All right, so it's super sleek, super clean. You know, it's got the social media vibe, but without all of the crap that comes with social media. It's all private money, real estate, beautiful things in here, right? Borrower, the Sister Sparkles. Sister Sparkles. I like it. I like it. Sister Sparkles is Team Sister Sparkles in Private Money Club yet? All right, so the very first thing that you got to do is you got to come over here, create your profile. I'll show you mine, give you some advice real quick. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I cover this every week. But I would come in here, create your profile, and this is what it looks like. All right. So you guys can see my screen. Type oh yeah if you can see my screen. All right. First time on the call. I have a deal under contract. I am a borrower. Congratulations, Jennifer. Jennifer, you have what is called a hot and ready. Jennifer's got a hot and ready. All right, so cool. So we're gonna help Jennifer. Jennifer, first step, create your profile. Second step, schedule a call with Joseph so you can hop on the blueprint, see how he can help you out. All right. When you create your profile, Jennifer, this is what I would do. I would make sure you have a picture, right? Chris Naugle, our fearless leader, founder of Private Money Club, he says, hey, this is like a dating site for borrowers and lenders. So, I mean, I imagine if you were on a dating site, you'd have a picture of yourself, or you would at least want to see a picture of the person that you're talking to, right? Make sure you got a nice photo, right? I got the fam in there so you can kind of pick up on the aura and the vibes of the Harris household. Next to my name here, you're going to see a little orange circle. It says Premier. I'm a Premier member. So I do believe that there is a layer of credibility when it comes to working with Premier members. I think it's like $1,500. Joseph keeps promo codes in his desk drawer. If you want a discount, maybe he can hook you up. And that's annually. So it's like less than, I don't know, a little over $100 a month to join Private Money Club and become a Premier member. If you are a Premier member, not only do you get the badge showing that you are, in fact, a real person that made the investment, but it also offers you classes and courses and things like that that you can take as part of being a membership for free, right? So one of those courses is a certified lender course. So I'm PMC certified as a lender. And you can also take a certified borrower course, and that gives you another little badge next to your name. It helps people stand out, right? So just know that that's available to you. But okay, so inside your profile, what you're going to want to do is use this space here, these pictures. So what I do, I kind of look at this as like a billboard for my company. So here's some of our past projects. Here's some slides from my slide deck when I have a deal, and a little bit about, I share a little bit about my market, my team, right? And it gives people an idea of what it's like to work with us, okay? And then down here, notice this isn't like one or two sentences. Like I've taken the time to explain in my bio section what it's like working with me, the types of loan opportunities, like what does a typical deal look like for us when we present it, things like this. So I've spent a little bit of time filling this out, and I'm telling you, if you just have one or two sentences in here, it's tough. It's tough. So Jennifer, when you create your profile, make sure you do a good job filling it all out, because when I post deals in Private Money Club, I usually get multiple people raising their hand saying and contacting me that they're interested. At that point, if I don't know the person yet, like I haven't met them at like a Money Tank event, like a live event, if I haven't seen them in my classes, or on our monthly call that we do as Premier members, it's like a coaching call that we do, brainstorming and stuff. What do they call it? Mastermind, monthly mastermind. If I'm not familiar with the person, I'm definitely clicking on their profile. And if their profile is like lightly filled out and it's vague, then I'm kind of like, I'm going to go with the person that I know, right? So this is remember, it's relationship based lending. So we want to put our best foot forward. There's also a spot where you can leave reviews. And so by the way, if you're on the call right here and you've had business with someone and they've done a good job, leave a positive review. And if you've done a deal with someone and they did a crappy job of communicating with you, or there were issues, leave an honest review, right? That's why we have this here, which is pretty cool. And then there's a section down here that talks about like past deals and things like this, and you can see this person's posts and so on and so forth, right? So I've used this platform a bunch of times for my deals. Now, granted, I've been using private money for over 10 years, so I do have relationships already built in, but there are 3 or 4 lenders that I've met and have done business with inside of Private Money Club once I started posting, which has been around, I'm going on the 2 year mark here. So you can come in, come in and see someone's past deals. I don't have any active until today. Today we're going to post one active together, but here's some of the deals that I've posted since the new platform. This doesn't include properties from the old platform. This is, as you can see, we got this nice, sleek, beautiful website. This is some of the newer stuff here, right? Within the last 12 months. And you can see ranges for me. I can speak from my experiences. I've posted deals on here anywhere from 113,000 to 925,000. And all of those deals have been funded using private lenders. Okay, so any price range. I know I'm in little old Columbia, South Carolina. So if you're out in like the Bay Area or you're up north and like, New York, New Jersey or whatever, and you're like, no, 100, 200 grand, 300 grand, like that's peanuts for us. It's all good. You just gotta make more connections, meet more people, right? Just gotta do some fishing in some better holes, right? If that makes sense, right? So, all right, cool. All right, so that's what I would do. Get your profile going, Jennifer. If you haven't done so yet, privatemoneyclub.com, and everyone else that's brand new, that's what you're gonna want to do, right? That's step one. Step two is I would get the deal posted in Private Money Club. Now, this is what I do. Do you guys want to see? Hey Rob, what's up, man? I actually check your Private Money Club account. I just sent you a message with the person's contact information before hopping on this call. So I saw your email in there, and you can connect with my friend Mike Puglisi down in Macon, and see if he's interested in that. Okay, that'd be pretty. I imagine he is. I imagine he is if it's a good deal. All right. Yep, you got it, man. Just look in privatemoneyclub.com. I messaged you today. All right, cool. So this is what we're gonna do. We gotta post a deal. So I got a deal I'm gonna post. Do you guys want some extra learning right now? Do you want me to like really pull back the curtain? What do you think? Okay, all right, cool. All right, let's do it. So this is some of the things that I'm teaching in my accelerator class. By the way, we have another one starting September. But this is a big part of it, okay? And if you've been on these webinars before, you'll notice that I always show this one checklist. Okay. And I'm always like, hey, you got to have these things. And if you're a lender, you got to ask people for these things. I'll show that checklist at the end. I promise I'll show that. But this is what I do. Like, so what I do is I put together, and there might be a better way to do this. This is just what works for me. Okay. So there might be a better way. This is what works for me. If you're a lender on this call and you're like, hey, Noah, the person didn't necessarily do what you did, but it was all the same information and maybe more, great, beautiful. Okay. Like, I like to kind of just set the bar, like, hey, let's just make sure we're meeting the bar. Okay. When it comes, so what I do when I have a deal, this is our next acquisition. It's a duplex. It's 119 and 117 Hyatt Avenue in Columbia, South Carolina. What I do is I create a Google folder for every property. And before I start having conversations with lenders, we got to get this set up. We got to get the education. We got to get this done right before we start doing this stuff. Okay. So, and each of these is a file that I feel like will help a lender underwrite the deal. Okay. Now, notice I didn't say me. So what I do is I get all this information set up first about the deal. And so when I post inside of Private Money Club and someone responds, I can say, fantastic, here's all the information, and I can send them a link to my Google Drive folder with all of the information. And I even have an email system for once I start building the relationships, I have an email template that I send out for folks. And so in addition to just the platform, right? So kind of like a preferred list. So I might email everyone 24 hours before I post it on Private Money Club. So here's the folder here. So I start this out. I have a little executive summary, information about the property, what the loan request is, how much it is, interest rate, how we provide security, things like this. Think of this as like a cover letter. Okay, so that's the first thing there. And then notice I got it all organized too. So I got like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, just so it's nice and in a nice order and people can go through it easily. I have a copy of the MLS input sheet showing that it's pending. So I am under contract, and there's the information from and my your real estate agent, if the property is on the MLS, can provide this for you. It's super easy. Okay. I've got the tax card. So my real estate agent also provided this information for me. So all the information about the property. Now, if I was a lender, I'm looking and making sure, okay, what zoning is it in? Is it, are things adding up, right? Like, does the property actually exist? Is there some weird building out back that's going to be a little tougher, to get financing? So you got this will give you a good idea of the happenings of the property, right? I want to make sure that it exists and things are matching up. As a lender, you're inspecting what you expect. You're looking for bullshit. Sorry for lack of better terminology, but I don't know how else to describe bullshit than bullshit. All right, so you're looking to make sure the deal is actually happening, and the property is there, the property is good, right? And we're gonna dig a little deeper. Now, I'm gonna, as I present the opportunity, I say, hey, here's what the after repair value is, and things like this. If someone says, hey, when it's all fixed up, this property is going to be worth X amount of dollars, well, we need proof. We need proof to see this. Okay. So what's the proof? Well, that's comparable sales. This is not going to be this is not going to be links to Zillow. Okay, this is done by a professional. It's done by a real estate agent. Your comparable sales should look something like this here, right? Any real estate agent that's worth anything is going to be able to spit this out to you in 5 minutes. Okay, so get this from a real estate agent, has all the facts, right? Proving what my after repair value is going to be. And then I have a repair estimate. Now, this is just an estimate. This isn't scopes of work or anything like this, but I want to show my lenders, okay, this is what we're doing. This is how much it's going to cost. Like I've gone through line item by line item of what we intend to do with the property, and our repair budget is $34,000. Okay, so by the way, lenders, if you're lending, you want to see where your money's going. Okay, you want to see that. My wife is coach. She's got a little trophy down here. It says has a big 1-0 on it that she got like I don't know 5 years ago from a company that she used to work for called Fortune Builders, and she was she was a coach. And her time at that company, she coached. Gosh, what was it? Over 5,000 people, one on one. 30-minute phone calls. Freaking incredible, right? She was crazy. Loved it. She loved it. Um, the biggest problem that Christy saw on those coaching calls from people that were things weren't going well, lenders and investors, was poor planning on the rehab side of things, right? So they were just so busy on I got to get a deal, and then they just did a really crappy job hiring contractors and having things planned out. So lenders, that's something you got to look for when you are being presented an opportunity. Is there a detailed scope of work or at least a repair estimate that is your wife Than Merrill? My wife is not Than Merrill, but I love Than Merrill. Yeah, Than Merrill is my boy. Yep, absolutely. We love Than. We love Than. I also have here an aerial map of the property. Why? I want to show kind of that the house number one isn't next to a landfill. It's not, what makes you lenders, you got to start asking borrowers, why did you pick this house? What makes this neighborhood great? Why this street? Why this area? Why this neighborhood? Right? And really figure it out. Okay? Really figure it out. And so I have an aerial here so you can see that it's in a residential area, but surrounding it is a local here in Columbia. It's called Columbia College. It's an all women's school. Shout out to the Fighting Koalas. There's a seminary school, and right next to the property is a church. So we feel like, given those things, that the surrounding area is going to be a good place for someone that they're going to want to rent because we're keeping this as a rental. I also have a copy here of the ratified contract. If you're doing a deal with someone, they're buying the house, make sure you ask to look at the contract to make sure that it's actually happening. I have an experience worksheet. I'm not going to share that here publicly, but it shows all of the different properties, my last 10 or 12 flips, rental portfolio, things like this. So if someone wants to say, hey, Noah, can you tell me a little bit about yourself? I can just send them that. And then I have a presentation. I have my slide deck. So when I go to present on Money Club Monday, the same slide deck that I used to present on Money Club Monday is going to be in my folder, right? I'm creating the consistency, okay? And then I have the home inspection here. It was just completed yesterday. All right. So this is my folder. Do you guys like that I shared this with you? Is this some good insight? I got everything I need. Then I'm going to post it on Private Money Club. So let's see if this works. So I'm coming over here. I'm going to click post deal. All right. And so this is how simple it is. So Jennifer, you can, as a paid member or free member, you can post a deal. So I'm going to give you till midnight tonight. Okay. All right. I'm midnight tonight. Before I go to bed, I'm going to check to see if you posted your deal. All right. And if you didn't post the deal, you're out of here. No, I'm just kidding. But get it up there. Okay. Get it up there. So I'm going to type it in. It's 1119 Hyatt Ave, Columbia, South Carolina. All right. That looks right. So I'm going to hit next. Okay. Property type. It is a duplex. Okay. Description. Now you got to go thorough on this. Here's what I do. I copy and paste. So I would just come over here to my executive summary and let's see if I can copy this. I'm just going to copy it. And then I'm going to go back to this, my description, post. All right. It's going to take a little editing here. I got it because I copied and paste. So I'm just going to come down here and kind of separate things a little bit. Let's see here. Just kind of clean it up. I want to make it easy to read, right? You don't want it to be kind of, sloppy or whatever, right? Let's see. All right, cool. I think I got it there. All right. So I've got all the information about the deal. I like this. What should you provide as borrowers? You got to provide this, right? Lenders, you're not doing deals unless they give you a mortgage or a deed of trust, promissory note with a personal guarantee, insurance, and title insurance. Okay, so these are important. I got it right there. So I remind everybody, hey, I do this the right way. Pick me, pick me. All right, we're gonna hit next. And the deal name. I like to say this. I like to say 100% track record. You know what's, and you guys, I'll tell you, I think I saw this bumper sticker. I took a picture of it. I should have put it in the slides here. I saw this bumper sticker. We went to a concert last week, AJR in Charlotte, and the back of the bumper sticker said, "Safety is sexy," something like that. It was like, "Safe is sexy," and I like that. In lending and borrowing, safe is sexy as well. So in my mind, the more interest a person pays, the riskier the deal, right? As lenders, if there's something that you aren't necessarily in love with, in your mind it seems a little bit more risky, the interest rate goes up. They got to pay for that. If the deal is like, oh, slam dunk, easy breezy, great track record, interest rate, less risk, less interest, right? So that's kind of like my philosophy on this. So I only pay 10%. So sometimes people are asking, hey, how much are you paying for your private lenders? I pay 10%. Now, if you're just starting out in the business, you might pay more because you don't have as much experience, right? So you got to kind of figure it out. But to help get eyes on the prize and people looking at my deals, then I like to share that I have a 100% track record with my private money lenders of doing what I say I'm going to do, right? And then I'll just say let's new gem, check it out or whatever, right? Okay, cool. So then we're gonna hit. Hold on, I gotta move things around so I'm gonna hit the next button. Okay, cool. Final value. What's the final value? So I think the ARV on this, according to my real estate agent, is 230,000. The repair costs, according to my wife, are 34,000. Now I like to keep my loan amounts below 70% loan to value. So 70% loan to value. If the value of the asset is going to be 230,000, right around 70% is where I want what I'm borrowing. That's my philosophy. I could go a little bit more, I could go a little bit less. It's all good, but I think that's right around 160,000. So this loan that I'm asking for is going to be up to 160,000. If someone came to me and said, "No, I can do the whole 160," I'd say, "Fantastic, great." If someone came to me and said, "Hey, I can do 150," I'd say, "Okay, great." And then I would just use my own cash or whatever for any differences that I need. I'm going to be using a lot of our own cash for the renovations. Okay, but let's just say 160. Now, I'm going to do 10%. Um, and then the term is going to be 12 months. All right, term is going to be 12. I got to click on it. 12 months. All right, cool. I'm going to hit next. Now, the term is different than estimated timeline. All right, that's really important. Term is different than estimated timeline. Estimated time. So, as I tell people, I always set my loan terms for 12 months for my short term stuff because you don't know what could happen. Things could take a little while. You could have a buyer, and then the last minute, the deal falls apart or whatever. I don't know. So, I always like to set expectations of 12 months, but I will tell my lender in this case, it's around a 6 month hold time. So it's an estimated 6 month hold time, 12-month note. If we sell the house, refinance before 12 months, great. But the loan will mature and be due in 12 months if we don't refinance or sell. All right. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, cool. So I'm gonna hit add, and I'm gonna come up here, and I'm gonna make sure. I want to make sure the front is first. So I'm gonna add a photo. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but it says processing files. I have like so much going on here, so hopefully it uploads. I have like 500 windows open. Okay, cool. There's one picture. I'll probably go back and add some photos, but for time's sake, I'm just going to keep it super simple and just do this one for now. So as you can see, there's the duplex, right? There's my photo. You can load up to 10 photos. Now, here's what's cool too. You can also add documents. Documents. So I could put the home inspection. I could put the comparable sales. I could put inside of Private Money Club, there's something called the perfect loan proposal, which is a write-up about you, the investor. I could share that there. I'll probably come back and do one of those things here. But for time purposes, I just want to make sure that you guys are understanding all the cool stuff that we can do. So the house it's a 2-1 on each side. So it's 4 bedrooms, 2 baths total. It was built in 1950. Let's see. The square footage is actually pretty small. I think it's right around 1480. Actually, you know what you can do? It's really cool because I've already done my homework. I can come over here, I can exit out of this. I can go to my pending MLS sheet, pull it up, and I can see, oh, okay, yeah, 1950, just confirming that. Square footage, 1416. Oh, okay, great. I was wrong. I'm glad I did everything first before posting the deal. So come over here, 1426. All right, the lot size is, now the only thing I don't like about this is I know acres, but it's asking for square feet. That'd be my only feedback for the team here. I think it's right around 8,700 square feet is about what the square footage is. It's like 0.2 acres, something like that. So I'm gonna hit next. There's a great question in the chat box, and I will answer it. I see it. Now, if you wanted to have your deal stand out, you could purchase PMC points. I'm not sure how much it would be, but if I wanted to add like an orange band around it and make sure mine was at the top, I could do that to help it stand out a little bit more. But I'm just going to run with it right now like this. And I'm going to go save and publish. And then boom, we're on. We're live, right? That's it. Jennifer, easy breezy. Easy breezy, right? Anyone that has a deal right now, you should be posting your deals. Now, up at the top here, it says 29 days. Now, that's not the closing date, but what happens is the deals that get posted to Private Money Club only stay live for 30 days. Okay, so that way there's not like old deals. All right, so deals can expire. They expire in 30 days. Isn't that cool? All of our information is there, super well thought out. There's a little map here as a lender. A person could come and click on it, take some, boom, right there. There's our duplex, right? You could walk around on the street there and check it out. Check out the old seminary school if you wanted to. That's on the corner. But it's pretty cool. And then if I came over to the deal section here and I hit refresh, it should be popping up here in the next couple of minutes, right? If it isn't already. Boom, there it is. Right? There it is. That's super cool. I don't know what the purple check means. What's the... Oh, I'm a certified borrower. That's ninja. I like this. So see this little purple gear here, certified borrower? That's attractive, right? What that means is that I've actually taken time on my busy weekend to come over to the courses section and click on the borrower certification. Boom, clicked on it. And then you click on this, you take the course, you get the badges, which is awesome. I think they're included with the premier membership of Private Money Club. Joseph, are they included with the premier membership of Private Money Club? Is that still the case? right? So there's all kinds of resources, blogs, education things that you can take and do on here, which is awesome. You guys, if you aren't in Private Money Club yet and you like what you just saw right now, I'm telling you, there's got to be so many people in private. And if I was proactive and I had, okay, they are included. These classes are included, these courses with PMC membership. That's fantastic, right? So click the link, create your profile, call Joseph, get in the club. If you wanted to be like bonus points, you could come over here to the members section and see who is a lender. You could do searches for lenders and actually message people right here and say, hey, I don't know if you saw it, but I just put a new deal up on Private Money Club. Go check it out, right? I mean, there's, you guys, you could flip through here for hours, right? And meet people and do. One of my lenders, I'm not going to say who it is, but I just saw their face, right? Which is pretty awesome. Once I get off this call here, I'll probably message them and see if they're interested, right? Isn't that cool? I love it. Bob McIntosh right here stole my little perfect track record right at the top there. That's okay, Bob. We still love you. We still love you. In business, you're allowed to copy. You know, in high school, if you copy, you get in trouble. But in business, if you copy, it's just you're just being smart because someone has a proven method that's already figured out, right? Which is awesome. So I'm going to answer some questions in the chat box here. While I pull that up, I'm also going to pull up some cool things that we got popping inside of Private Money Club. Right now, my wife is teaching. You can't enroll now, but they'll have another one, I believe, in September. She teaches a class about mobile home investing, how to invest in mobile and manufactured homes. It's called the Mobile Home Take Action Challenge, where Christy rolls up her sleeves and shows you the nitty gritty of one of her first and not first, but favorite investment strategies, mobile home investing. If you're into mobile home investing, message Joseph, shoot him a text, let him know, and he can get you the dates on the next one. If you don't have a ticket yet to the PMC Money Tank, it's going down in Orlando, Florida, November 7th and 8th. I mentioned earlier that meeting people in person is a pretty good way to build relationships, and that's what we do here in person. It's at Universal Studios, a really nice setup, really nice hotel down there in Orlando, and we're gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. You can go to Joseph could probably put the link in the chat box, but it's privatemoneyclub.com/moneytank and you can learn all about it, where it is, how to get your tickets, and things like this. I know right now for a fact, if you purchase a ticket before September 2nd, you save big. So I think once it's September 2nd, that's when like all the planning and the catering and all that stuff has to be submitted. So the PMC is doing a good job of really emphasizing getting your tickets early so that they can do a proper job of planning. So if you haven't bought your ticket yet, Orlando, Florida, love it, O-Town. I'm really excited to go back. I went to school in Orlando. I'm really excited, but you guys don't care about me, right? If you haven't yet taken the accelerator course, I offer a course with Private Money Club where I teach people in depth what we just did and really helping folks add credibility, clarity, and confidence. And Joseph, I don't know if I should share this with you, man. I didn't get permission yet to share like the name, but I got an email at 12:14 today from someone who just took the accelerator class, and they said this. They said, "Hey, I'm not going to get into too much detail here because I haven't got his permission yet because it's to share, but I'll give you the big picture." He said, "Hey, I just wanted to thank you. Wanted to share that I attended a meetup in Dallas Fort Worth Tuesday night. So Private Money Club did a meetup, a local one in Dallas Fort Worth this week, which was really cool to see. I had an opportunity to present to my for a few minutes to the group about my experience with Private Money Club and myself as a lender. Now, this was a lender, okay? Equally, conversations before and after proved to be productive. My ability to confidently stand in front of that group and network in this space are a direct byproduct of my investment and time spent with you. I am truly appreciative for you, your experience, and your professionalism." I thought that was awesome. You know, lots of times people come in. I know there's a lot of lenders on the call, and if you're new to lending, you've never done it before, it can seem a bit intimidating, especially if you feel like, man, I don't really know what questions to ask or what to say. If you are looking for credibility, clarity on what to say, how to say it, what documents a person might want to have, I believe that those two things, the confidence comes. And that email there from someone who just took the class as a lender, man, that was awesome. That's what it's all about, right, Joseph? I just love it. I love it. All right, cool. So I'm going to show the checklist here. So there's some things happening inside of PMC. I'm big on making moves. If you haven't done this yet, make a move. If there's anything on this list you have not done yet, make a move. If you haven't created a PMC profile yet, go do it. If you haven't had an opportunity to sit down with Joseph, Mike Vega, or one of the members of the Private Money Club team and see if they offer anything that might be good and beneficial for you, or you just need help navigating through something, do it. If you haven't taken the certification courses yet, and you're a premier member to get the little badges next to your name, those are free classes that come with your membership. I recommend it. If you haven't taken the accelerator course, we have a bus tour coming up like this weekend. It might be a little last minute, but man, we have all kinds of educational opportunities. One of them is you actually can go out in the field as lenders and borrowers and learn how to walk properties, what to look for, repairs. And that's taught by an amazing human being, Mike Puglisi. And if you don't have a ticket yet for the Money Tank event coming up, I got my name badge right here. I'm ready to go. Whoa, I'm ready to go. I'm excited. My light just fell off. You guys, I'm pumped up. Money Tank, let's go. All right, cool. So let me answer some questions in the chat box. But again, keep the momentum going. If anything, set a reminder. If this is your first time on this call, set a reminder to come back next week and stay sharp and stay plugged in. We do this webinar every single Thursday at 1 o'clock. And thank you, Alex. That's awesome, man. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna answer some questions here. All right. Okay, Dominic is asking me directly for info on Christie's mobile home course. And so, Dominic, I'm gonna have Joseph post a link right there in the chat, and then click on the link or message Joseph Nagasa directly, because Joseph's not a host, so he can't see that you're asking that. Only I can. Okay, so ask Joseph. Okay, and Sister Sparkles needs some dates. You guys just ask Joseph for any logistic questions. All right. Do you have lenders that fund assisted living projects? I don't see why they wouldn't. I don't know someone directly. However, it's all about the deal itself. Does it make sense? And are you a good operator? That's a great question, Roy. If you hop in Private Money Club, you'll see that there's people who have projects right now going on, like tiny home communities, storage units, and those are asset classes and different things that I feel like assisted living would kind of not be the same thing, but it would be a bigger project like those types of things, right? And I know that those types of deals have gotten funded within Private Money Club, right? I hope that helps you. Go create your profile and go and check it out, right? Check it out. Do you have a lender that funds on land development? Same thing, Terry. There is, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's not one specific lender, but if you have a great plan and you're a great operator and you can put together a presentation and a slide deck, then and you're, let's just say you're a premier member with Private Money Club, every single Monday you could hop on Money Club Monday and present your opportunity, present your deal. I don't know if it's like if it's like a syndication type of project or what that looks like. But I can tell you that there are people in Private Money Club that do that. Absolutely. Great questions. Let me see if there's any in the Q&A. Doesn't look like there is. Guys, did we? Oh, I promised I would share the checklist with you. I've been trying to do this every single week, and this might not be something necessarily for like the land development and things, big projects. I mean, you definitely want similar things, but if it's a fix and flip type of deal, a rental property, an Airbnb, something like that you're looking to fund as a lender or as a borrower, this is my little checklist here. And just like the top section there, that top section there is essentially what I just showed you, right? That's my Google Drive folder. So I post a deal on Private Money Club. Someone says, yes, I'm interested. Okay, great. Here's information about everything. And once that person kind of looks at it and says, oh, okay, I'm definitely interested. It's important that as a lender, you're not just looking at the deal, but you're looking at the person as well. Because you can have a great deal, but if the borrower is a hot mess, then that might be something you don't want to do, right? So I like to share my experience worksheet. You could do a financial statement, copy of a driver's license, LLC documents, right? And then inside of Private Money Club, there's something called the perfect loan proposal, which is a write up about you that you could present, kind of like next level. And then if everyone's like, okay, you look great, the deal looks great, I make sure that as a borrower, I'm signing and providing a mortgage or deed of trust, a promissory note, a personal guarantee. I'm going to list my lender on the insurance with the property, and I'm going to also provide a lender's title insurance policy on that as well, right? I'm going to and I usually pay for those things if they want me to get the deal done, right? And make sure my lenders are taken care of. So I hope this stuff helps. We show this, we practice this every single week. So 1 o'clock next week, we'll be doing it all over again. I can't wait to see what happens. I can't wait. Maybe we'll get another deal funded here in the next 7 days, right? And here's the thing: if the property doesn't that I just shared with you, if this doesn't get funded by Thursday, guess what? We do it all over again. Because just like when I said what it takes to win never changes, and I asked you guys what in business and in life, what it takes to win, tell me what that is. What do you think it takes to win? A lot of you said consistency, right? If you scroll up to the top of the text box, it says consistency. So we got to remain consistent. I've been telling students in the accelerator class, I'll tell you the same thing. If you don't hear anything right away, that's okay. Be consistent. You don't know when your lender is going to log on, your next lender is going to log on for the first time. Maybe it's been a while, right? So if you have a deal, make sure you're consistently posting, sharing, presenting, right? Proper networking. Yep. Awesome. Thanks, Lanita. Yeah. Awesome call. Take action. Take action. All right, guys. The bus is pulling up. Kids are getting off. If you've got kids at home, you know, it's the best part of the day and the worst part of the day. With that being said, I can't wait to see everyone next week. We'll see how it goes. Take care, everybody. If you're in Private Money Club, go ahead and find me on Private Money Club and let's be friends. All right. All right. Take care, everybody. Signing off. Have a great weekend.